Hello, welcome to Outside Xbox. Right now, you're watching Show of the Week. I'm Mike.
And I'm Andy. This week I rescued R2-D2 from Death Star prison like a rebel hero.
Go, you stupid droid! He's all electric. Go, R2, go! Go, R2, you're nearly there! So nearly there!
But like one of the rubbish rebel heroes.
Oh, sure, like Porkins or something.
But did you rescue him? Or did he rescue you from your cynical, mercenary space pirate ways?
No, I definitely rescued him. I've got the electrical burns to prove it.
Alright, fair enough.
Speaking of my cynical, mercenary ways and how robots are soulless mechanical tools designed to make my life easier, how about that Titanfall 2, eh?
Because if there's one thing I believe about robots, Mike, it's that they're good for car factory assembly lines and punching things, and definitely not some kind of heartwarming man-machine friendship forged in the crucible of war. Titanfall 2, however, begs to differ.
Pilot, my mapping systems have been restored.
Just having control over a robot that makes you 15 feet taller and helps you punch with the force of a freight train was apparently not enough for Titanfall 2. That's why Titanfall 2's new single-player campaign gives the heavily armed Titans an AI personality.
You think we can survive through this, BT?
We have no other options.
If the Terminator films have taught me anything, it's that this definitely won't be a problem.
Woo! Now we're talking!
We're really glad the story mode is there though. The original Titanfall teased us with a vast, coherent sci-fi universe, but only really as a backdrop to multiplayer matches. A proper story-led campaign will let us really dig into the fiction. You play as a pilot called Jack Cooper who is forced to link with a Titan called BT-7274, after BT's original pilot tragically buys the farm.
Correct. My original pilot was KIA.
It's not clear what linking actually entails, but hopefully nothing too icky. You can put that catheter away for a start.
Trust me.
What follows is an ostensibly beautiful tale of the precious love between a man and his giant anthropomorphic weapon of war. BT has the sort of faintly melancholy robo-voice that Optimus Prime has been trotting out for years, and as a result, despite my Terminator-based aversion to robo-friendship, I maybe, just maybe, could become rather attached to the big lunk.
Be careful, we cannot stay here long.
Apparently the campaign isn't going to be the usual Call of Duty 8-hour firework display. Instead it'll be a more Valve-esque mix of platforming, puzzles and combat. We'll even relax our usually hardline stance on first-person platforming because wall running, grappling and boosting around in Titanfall 2 is so phenomenally satisfying. That's the stuff. Of course, you'll be doing plenty of that in multiplayer too. There's still a huge focus on making Titanfall a spectacular multiplayer experience, and there are 6 new Titans to master with powers that vary from complex energy management to just a really big sword. Sometimes the old ways are the best. Similarly, the awesome new grappling hook for pilots offers huge mobility benefits and rodeo potential if it's used properly, but if it's not, then you're going to end up clumsily smearing your face against a wall. I really hope no one was watching that. Titanfall 2 seems an all-round refined and fleshed out version of the flash of genius that was the original Titanfall. When we returned to that magic blend of on-foot parkour and giant rock'em sock'em robots for the first game's DLC, we genuinely wondered why we ever stopped playing it in the first place. And then we stopped playing it again. But with Titanfall 2's promising campaign, more strategically layered multiplayer and, most importantly, new lovable, huggable Titans, perhaps it'll keep us interested for a little bit longer.
BT!
Protect the pilot.
Oh man, okay, how can I say no to this guy?
So according to Andy, there's a single-player campaign in Titanfall 2 now?
Oh, cool, that's exciting. So there's like a story and everything.
Right, you play as a pilot called Jack Cooper.
Sorry, what?
Jack Cooper.
No, I immediately forgot that name again. What is it, Jack Carter?
Jack Cooper.
Oh, got it. Yeah, sorry, there's just a lot of Jacks.
Captain Lastimosa linked with me 973 days ago.
That's longer than any relationship I've had.
Noted.
As excited as we are for a dedicated Titanfall 2 story campaign, unmemorably named pilot hero Jack Cooper has his work cut out for him. Not just with befriending a bereaved bot out on the dangerous frontiers of space, but also with setting himself apart when video games are already crowded with dudes named Jack. Consider the competition and how much more or less compatible these other Jacks might be with BT, the Titan partner of Jack Cooper.
You ever hear talk about them machines that can make a man fly? Well, sure, Pa. Everybody knows about that. You know they're going to be bringing one of those machines around the country next year for a demonstration?
At the bottom of the Jack ranking for potential robot affinity, we find Jack Marston, son of Red Dead Redemption's John Marston.
You know, you're real good with them tools.
Thank you, Pa.
As the son of a reformed cowboy outlaw, Jack is better suited to riding horses than giant war robots. Also, robots won't be invented for another 40-50 years. So, this Jack was born decades too early to meet the first industrial robot arm, welding car parts on an assembly line, let alone the first battle-ready mech suit with its own AI personality. But hey, at least he was born in time to witness the golden age of aviation, and aeroplanes are nearly as good as robots, if you don't crash face first into the desert.
Oh dear.
Or crash right into the North Atlantic Ocean. Oh hey, speaking of that thing I just said.
They told me, son, you're special. You were born to do great things. You know what? They were right.
You might remember this Jack from such situations as being on a plane that crashes right into the North Atlantic Ocean, or being trapped at the bottom of the ocean in a failed social experiment. Seriously, this is not a lucky man.
To control myself, I can!
As a child of the 1950s, this Jack is around for the very early days of robotics, but he is still low in the ranking for robotic buddy compatibility on account of his traumatic experiences with Big Daddies, which, in all fairness, are not robots, but much like Titans, they are huge, clanky and violent, with metal on the outside and a fleshy human on the inside. And this Jack has probably had enough of them for one lifetime, so maybe don't send the Frontier Militia Titan pilot recruitment officer his way.
Help! I got no idea who these asshole troops are or why they got a murder on for this space station, but they got me pinned!
Alright, handsome Jack, now we're talking. This Jack has got great experience with killing people on alien planets, and robots are just about everywhere on Pandora. Presumably, as a former HYPERION programmer with a taste for fancy technology, handsome Jack loves all robots.
I am the last claptrap in existence, and I am going to teabag your corpse!
Alright, so maybe not all robots, but he's still a strong candidate for the Titan pilot training scheme, as long as he doesn't turn out to be an egocentric, power-mad murderer. Oh wait.
Who, me? Ready as always.
Jack Cayman of Mad World would probably get along really well with a Titan, in that technically he's a cyborg himself in the sense that he is augmented with an artificial mechanical limb. He and his Titan buddy could bond by sharing anecdotes about having a robot limb, and maybe lend each other cans of WD-40, you know, in a friendly way. The only trouble is Jack's artificial limb is actually a weaponized chainsaw, which is going to cause some real problems when he climbs inside the Titan cockpit, tries to turn on the radio, and accidentally chainsaws his Titan a new pilot hole.
Wait a minute, nobody said there'd be math.
There could hardly be a more robot-compatible Titan pilot than the Jack known as Jack 2 from Tekken 2. This guy is an honest-to-goodness plutonium-powered military robot, so putting him inside a Titan is basically like making a gigantic, unstoppable Russian doll of death and punching. And he is literally Russian, guys, come on, this is perfect. Being inside an even bigger, tougher robot also protects Jack 2 from his only vulnerability, which is being shot with an orbital laser. Which, I mean, we can't really hold that against him, that's most people's vulnerability. Not that I'm keeping tabs.
Now it's the part of the show where we read your comments and what the US presidential candidates have been saying while we've been asleep in the UK. Oh my god!
Maybe just the comments then.
Just what?
On to those comments though, and how about these from the Star Wars Battlefront Death Star DLC video in which we three rebels attacked a Star Destroyer, busted R2 out of space prison, and ran the heck out of a strategically critical trench.
Tack it.
I am attacking it. Oh, I did a sort of suicide run into it. It didn't seem to help.
That helps. Presumably that
does
helps.
it? It didn't look like it helped. Didn't help me.
Commenter with a respectively Star Warsy username, Morris Kurth, memorialises your heroism, Jane, saying, "We hereby honour pilot Jane Douglas for her valiant sacrifice in the Battle of the Death Star. Even though the damage she made to the enemy command ship was small, her determination to serve the rebellion will not be forgotten."
And I hereby accept this posthumous medal and the associated substantial cash reward.
The rebellion aren't in it for the money, Jane.
Son of a...
Come on, R2. Lead the way, you brave little droid. Oh no! The door closed on the grenade. Why?
Commenter Staboticus Rex, meanwhile, ponders the thought process behind gameplay design choices in the Death Star DLC. EA, you know what Battlefront needs? An escort mission. Gamers love escort missions. As far as I'm concerned, there's only one good escort mission in games.
Is it with the Ford
one
Escort?
With the Ford, yes, it is with the Ford Escort.
Oh, you had a clip there. And then commenter Loudfire de Waffle has this to say: "When you have no life and get to videos 2 minutes after they come out."
2 minutes? We're going to have to get a move on if this video is going to be ready for them to watch in 6 minutes' time.
That's not how internet videos or time works. Next though are the comments on this video about last week's show of the week, all about WWE 2K17 and the laying down of smack. Is that where all my dry ice went?
To which deliciously named commenter Ronald McJuicy says, "Why did you have that much dry ice?"
I'm glad you asked, Ronald. See, the solid form of carbon dioxide can be injected into supercooled clouds to cause rainfall. And if I'm going to bring about a biblical flood in order to hold world governments to ransom, then I'm going to need a missile made of dry ice and, oh, no reason.
You'll also have to manage the backstage politics and occasionally the backstage punch-ups. Really, the CEO of the company should be doing something about the fact that 2 of his employees are brawling on the floor of his office.
In response to that bit of backstage brawling, commenter Timothy McLean wonders, why would the CEO of a wrestling company care that 2 of his employees were brawling in his office? Brawling is kind of their job after all. I think he'd be more concerned that the cameras aren't running.
And this is where my 24-hour constant camera surveillance of 24-hour constantly brawling wrestlers comes in. I call it Brawler Vision.
Ah yeah, the UN called about that, and apparently it contravenes several human rights.
Infinite Brawl TV?
The problem isn't with the title, Mike.
Mike Channel's channel of constant brawling.
Better. I'll tell the UN.
Why is everyone trying to do that? You cannot find a crack in this foundation. You can't do it. Try to find a crack.
Drop your wedge.
Where?
It
You
don't
can't
fit.
do it. It don't fit. It don't fit.
Nowhere.
And on the prospect of a tag team match between Outside Xbox and The New Day, commenter Anthony Paparo has this to say: The New Day versus Andy and Mike for the championships would be awesome, but let's face it, Mike would get disqualified for breaking as many rules as possible. To which impressively titled commenter Grug Laserdeath says, and he would probably bring whale oil around.
Oh, that's my finishing move. All right, Jindosh.
Karen Jindosh.
Hello.
Welcome to the final mystery, Jindosh.
I call it I've killed before and oil kill again.
Stop calling things things.
Fine. In that case, how about this video from the latest Hitman episode in which we each assassinated our 4 targets in our particular distinctive styles.
I've been here, I estimate, about 40 minutes. But I think finally we're okay. You're going to get rid of that? Excellent. There that goes.
Commenter Tom Morgan dramatises that exchange in the following mini screenplay. 2 soldiers with white dots over their heads stand smoking as they watch the corpse of Penelope Graves be dragged away. Hey Jim, you know how our boss was just shot in the head in front of this empty scarecrow pole? Horrible accident. Absolutely. It's just, what's your problem? Why are you suddenly whispering? Well, why is there a scarecrow there now? Both men turn around slowly, the scarecrow cocks its head, and he laughs.
I think probably time to surrender the Scarecrow costume, 47. I know you love it, but it is the most conspicuous thing in the world. All right, one last.
Chilling stuff, Tom. But then commenter Fiction Arch needs to know, Andy, why couldn't you go through the entire level as the Scarecrow? I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah, Andy. I tried. Probably scared someone would knock the stuffing out of you.
It's terrible.
I guess you're not the best in your field.
I know you can hear me. Time for the Scarecrow murderer to strike. I've decided to just embrace it, I think.
And lastly, on the topic of Andy-led disappointment, commenter Billy Saravo Jr. says, if Andy doesn't dress up as a scarecrow on Halloween, I'm going to be very disappointed. Winky face. You hear that, Andy?
Yeah, I can hear everything.
Is that sound coming from the studio?
I don't know, I better go check it out.
Yeah, okay. Nice scarecrow puns today.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Bad scarecrow puns today. Bad. That's it for Show of the Week, I guess, if you've stopped making terrible scarecrow puns.
Sure, all that's left to be said is, hey you, won't you please click the like button before you plough on and watch more YouTube videos?
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Outside. Wait a minute! Those were scarecrow puns.
Are you still sulking? If not, let's get lunch.
I'm not sulking, you're sulking.
Or, I guess you can't eat anything, can you? Because you're already stuffed?
Oh, right, that's the last straw.